going forward. Great ball from...
I think he's onside. Messi with Gonzalo off his line. Messi off the post. Puts the follow in. Of course he did. 8 minutes in. Lionel Messi gets his second for Miami. 1-0.
All right, this is a very special episode of the Happy Customer Channel. Today, the topic is Messi business in honor of Leo Messi and him coming to America. I am joined by two very special people, super fans, Gonzalo Di Paolo, who's actually from Argentina, and then our resident soccer expert, Carlos Barquero. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dan.
Good to
Thank
have
you
you
for having
on.
us.
No,
Yeah.
thank
Good to have you on. So what I'm going to do is let's have a little fun with this, but really the business of Messi, the customer journey, and just overall fandom. Gonzalo, what does Messi mean to Argentina? You're a fellow Argentinian. I know that you, obviously, by your get-up today, are a super fan of Messi. You've actually gone to World Cups. What does Messi mean to Argentina?
I'm glad you asked that. I was wondering why Mr. Barquero was here. As you mentioned, you had an expert about
I
football.
don't know where that came from.
So for Argentinians, he means the world, right? Now, the journey has not always been easy.
Right.
Messi had a lot of conflicts with the fandom, coming out of the shadow of Maradona, right, in the 80s and the 90s. But seriously, like being attended 3 different World Cups in Brazil, you're wearing the famous jersey, representing. I love it. Losing that final, going to Russia, following that team, and finally getting the prize in Qatar. The relationship with the fandom has changed quite a bit. And there's a love romance that has been going on, and now he is held up to like the greatest player of all times for us and for the rest of the world, actually. I don't know if you like that. But
Yeah, well, listen, there's no love lost between these two gentlemen. There's a reason why today I'm sitting here, and we'll get into that a little bit. Both soccer, or call it resident soccer experts. Your thought on Messi and Messi coming to the United States?
Well, that's big because he had the option to go to, I think it was Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And it was $1.6 billion
Yeah.
that was going to get in 4 years. So coming to America, actually, the United States snatching Messi from Saudi Arabia is a big deal in terms of economics and also the fans, because here in the States, there are a lot of fans of soccer, and it's actually growing.
Right.
We've seen this grown in the past 2-3 years. Even now, Apple is in the business. So that tells you how big soccer is becoming in the States. And now having a figure of a statue of Messi is just a cherry on top.
Yeah, well, it's among the reasons I wanted to do this podcast because, I'm a casual soccer fan. I'm a call it a World Cup fan, right? Every 4 years I tune in and I joke around with you guys. But once this deal was announced, the business of Messi and the data around Messi was head shaking, right? So number one, this guy's like the greatest influencer in the world. I look at the stats. So all 30 MLS teams combined have 14 million followers on IG. Messi by himself is 470 million followers. It is the numbers are crazy. Inter Miami's revenue last year was $50 million. PSG, Messi's former team, sold $130 million worth of jerseys alone. The impact that he's had on our community, you've seen ticket prices go crazy. Last week or this week, he was in Dallas. Ticket prices are typically $40. They shot up to $400. The impact that he has had, I know when I turn on Apple TV now, it's no longer Apple TV, it's Messi TV, right? And you're just like, this cascading effect on all the different, the series and this game and that game, it is quite amazing. Walk me through, you guys live here in South Florida. What do your gut feeling of Messi coming here? What's the impact?
there's no doubt it's Messi mania everywhere you go, and it's everywhere in the state. He has changed the game in the Pink Stadium with Miami Inter FC. There's a before and after, and not just for like Miami, but the MLS as a whole. Like you mentioned, that revenue stream. The average team, the MLS, brings $57 million a year, and now versus the other sports that bring north of 300, 500 million a year for the NHL. Now, this is going to change the game, and that is why the MLS wanted to get someone of the stature of Messi. And truthfully, he's also having fun, right? Because what he needed, he wanted to win the World Cup. He got that done, and now you can see the way he plays, the way he moves, and what he's thinking about. He's wants to have fun, wants to make money, wants to create ownership on the MLS, which he will in time. And I think he's paving the road to having an amazing 2026 World Cup.
Yeah. Actually, I'm surprised it took the MLS so long to get another deal like Beckham.
Yeah.
Because that was when 2016. Can't remember when Beckham came.
So Beckham bought into the team, but his deal with the Galaxy was over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago?
About 20 years ago,
around that time.
Yeah.
So it is actually surprising that it took them 20 plus years, 10 plus years to have something similar to that.
Yeah.
And to bring Messi now, and you say it, revenue streams, I think is the biggest endorsement in sports history for the United States right now.
Right.
You can compare it even to Jordan, because he'll remain a figure of the sport here in the States.
Yeah.
Not only because of the ownership or partial ownership of the club, but because he's Messi and probably he'll expand the business. And now he's interested in growing the business as well.
All right, there's a lot of excitement. Messi, hoopla, first couple games have been, just something out of a movie. But my question is, look, Messi's only got a couple of years of playing. Do the fans stick to MLS specifically?
I think that is the big goal.
Yeah.
I think they will. Like, big players will continue to sign on, not just for Inter Miami, but other teams that want to be here. This can be a great middle step between South American soccer and then migrating to Europe to the top leagues in the world.
Yeah, because right now, MLS it's not even a top 10 league. It's probably the 20th best league, correct? Or whatever stats I read, it's a lower level. Guys come at the end of their career, they're very young, or they're sort of American developed, correct? Is that, if I had to play it out?
Yeah, I think attended games of Inter Miami in the earlier part of the season, and
Right.
I would say it's equivalent to maybe second division in Argentina.
That sounds fair.
That sounds fair?
Yes.
Okay. Let me walk you through some of the business side of Messi and his deal. Okay, so the numbers have come out. Saudi Arabia, over $1 billion guaranteed. He turned it down. People were like, wow, I can't believe it. But his deal here in the U.S. is pretty interesting. So first of all, of course, MLS waived some of the salary cap requirements to bring in such a star, and I think that's a brilliant move. But Messi has a revenue receiving deal with the MLS and Apple Plus. In addition to Apple Plus, they're going to do a docuseries on Messi. He also has a deal of profit sharing with Adidas, right? So the stat that I heard was, so to give you an example, when he was in Barcelona, they were selling per year $200 million worth of Messi jerseys. So the numbers for Messi, I don't know if they're going to end up being $1 billion, but they're pretty large. And then the big number really is they're saying that he will get up to about 35% equity in the team. And I think, that's his long-term play, right? To be involved in the team, have a role similar to Beckham. And just this week, I think they announced that Inter Miami got an investment from an investment fund of like $100 million to buy a piece of the team. So the deal for Messi, I'm just curious, do they have to continue to cut these types of deals to get stars? So Mbappe, he's kind of a free agent, or is the MLS just going to have to give out mass amounts of equity to get these guys, or what do you think happens?
Well, it depends, because I think part of why Messi came here is because of Beckham as well.
Yeah.
Probably he was a big part in negotiating him coming to the States. And then let's say Messi retires and he is an owner of the club. So he'll have connections. He'll know people. And probably he can influence good players to come to MLS.
Right.
That's the way I see it. And then he'll also like that to happen and to improve the level of the league, because his revenue stream will improve as well.
Yeah, and it takes time to build this stuff up,
Yep.
right? You'll start with the older stars come in, and then little by little, and then the revenue streams pick up. The beauty about soccer, and people go, oh, it hasn't taken off in the U.S., is because it's going to take a lot of time. But with soccer, you just got a ball and you need a field. That's the beauty of it, right? And it takes decades and decades of family traditions and stuff like you guys have, and we have American football and baseball, over 100 years.
Yeah, I think he's already done that. He started influencing fellow players like Busquets, right? And he's building the Barcelona 2.0
Right.
from the golden age here. In the team has changed quite a bit. Like whenever you get Messi on the team, you have to like build it around him and being sure that that totally changed the dynamics, including the Tata Martino as the coach. That has been a before and after on how we were playing.
Well, I read a stat today, so he's only played, I think, 4 or 5 games for Inter Miami. He's already the 4th all-time leading scorer on the list. It's like, all right, so that's what I'm saying. Is like it is so early in our development, not only the franchise but the MLS. So the MLS has all these different tournaments and cups. Walk me through the Leagues Cup and then all the other tournaments, because as an American sports fan, I never understand these tournaments.
Yeah, the same for me. I didn't actively watch the MLS, and it's. By the way, Inter Miami is dead last. There's a east and west side of the tournament. We're dead last, which Messi will have to get maximum points from here until the end of the season to qualify. The Leagues Cup involves all the teams in the United States and all the teams in Mexico. They play against each other like even playing field in a group stage, and then knockout stages. We are on the quarterfinals now, and it's very exciting. And it's a tournament that nobody cared about, and now all of a sudden. Is top of mind for everyone.
So you win this one, and then you can play in, I understand, like a South American tournament or something like that?
So absolutely. Like, well, the Leagues Cup is its own thing. The MLS will bring like the top 8 from each conference, and then they'll play against each other in a playoff. The winners will qualify for continental tournaments. And the same thing happens in South America with the Copa Libertadores, similar to the Champions League in Europe. In the talks here, and the big situation would be, can we integrate the North American teams, the champions, to play Copa Libertadores, which will make Messi the top contender in the universe for the best player of the galaxy or something, because no other top player got that opportunity to win everything in Europe, everything around the world, and now in an American tournament. He never played in Argentina. He migrated when he was a kid.
Yeah, you're right. So if he wins that once and for all, will he be the GOAT?
Absolutely. He already is.
Yeah.
But Miami will have to really gear up the team to compete in tournaments like Copa Libertadores. We have a long way to go.
Why? Because there's such a hole.
There's a big gap in there.
Yeah.
And I think we have the right coach. I think we have a lot of the right players. We need additional top players to surround Messi. But just seeing Messi play in a tournament of continental scale would be incredible.
So, Carlos, in America, there's the big 3. There's football, baseball, basketball. That 4th is kind of owned by the NHL. Some people say combat fighting. In the next couple of years, how does the MLS knock those over and become the 4th league?
They have a long way to do it, because he mentioned it earlier. The MLS, every team in the MLS brings, I think it's 57 million in revenue.
Right.
Compared to football, I think it's 500 and something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The difference is just staggering. And then you have NHL, I think is the 4th right now in terms of revenue, and he's 300 something million. So they have a long way to do it. If they're capable of doing it, yes, I think so. Probably it will take them, I don't know, 4 years maybe. It depends on how many additions they bring to the league. Because Messi is a stepping stone, is a great stepping stone to further improve the league by bringing additional talent. But it depends on that. And I think they set a precedence, and probably it'll shift the way that transfers are made, that now you're getting a part or a partial ownership of a club.
Right.
So probably going into the next 2 years, 3 years, players will try to get a piece of that as well. And we'll see a shift, not only in soccer, but also in other franchises, in other sports.
Now, let's talk about the fan experience at the events. You guys have been to soccer matches all over the globe. How's the fan experience outside of the U.S. compared to the U.S.? Like, it seems to me very different from TV. I haven't attended a lot of matches.
It is. Well, I've never been to Europe to experience match, but you get the impression, or you get the feeling how the ambient in the stadium is compared to here in the States. I went to see Real Madrid Juventus, which is a good clash. Is a great match to watch. And the atmosphere is nowhere near, I think, to what you can experience in Europe. I might be wrong, but based on what I've seen, I don't think it's the same. The connection with the team is different. You have people here in the States going to see Real Madrid, Barcelona, all these big
There was
teams.
like 100,000 people at the Rose Bowl, right? Yeah, a
But
couple weeks ago.
they're casual players. They probably
Right.
don't know the chants.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
probably
right.
don't know the
point.
the whole history of the club. So
Yeah.
in terms of that, I think it's different. It's completely different. I think Europe tops it over the US. But maybe in the future we'll see.
Yeah, it's sort of the traditions, and that
something
stuff
even.
takes time. Man.
It does.
It really does. All the chants. It's just like going to a college football game, right? There's people who, grandfather went to that, and they know
Yeah.
Michigan or Ohio State or whatnot. And what do you think the flavor is at the MLS games right now?
I think it's really good. It's healthy. It's a fun ambiance. A lot of families going there, and the Pink Stadium here for Inter Miami is fairly small.
Right.
We hold just over 20,000 people. And what he's describing is places like South America, Europe. You get north of 60,000 in each and every game. And everybody knows the chants. Everybody gets on it.
Right.
You really get the goosebumps. And when you're on that pitch, you really are going to feel the pressure of the home team and the fans.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Buena Vista Creative, Miami's premier digital marketing agency. Visit buenavistacreative.com for more info on how Buena Vista can help your business increase revenue and create the brand and digital presence it deserves. Video and podcast production, web and app development, search engine and social media marketing, logo creation, outdoor, print, swag, and more. Visit buenavistacreative.com to learn more.
All right, couple questions. Ready?
Yeah.
We're gonna play a mix of trivia and then a mix of rapid
do it.
fire questions. All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna play a little game first. All right, and it's who said it. It's a quote, and you got to pick who said it. Messi or Dom Toretto, the character from Vin Diesel's Fast and Furious. And
Okay.
before you laugh,
Okay.
Dom Toretto was a race car champion, street car. So they're both champions. So I'm gonna give you a quote, and you're gonna have to guess who said it.
Okay,
Ready?
okay, let's see it.
Let's go. Number one. I don't have family. I don't have friends. I got family.
That's Toretto.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. All right. You have to fight to reach your dream. You have to sacrifice and work hard for it.
That is 100% Messi.
100%
like
Messi.
Messi.
Good. You're correct. All right. I live my life a quarter a mile at a time. Nothing else matters. Not the mortgage, not the store.
That's Toretto.
That's Toretto.
I gotta say, yeah, probably go with
Yeah, you're
Fast and
correct.
Furious
It's
too. Yeah,
Toretto.
okay.
All right.
Good.
Being named among the best at something is special and beautiful. But if there are no titles, nothing is won.
That's tough. Because I don't see Messi saying that.
You could see Toretto maybe saying it
Yeah.
as the bad guy drives away, or they
Probably
got a big
Toretto.
heist.
I'm risking
Yeah,
it.
I'm agreeing with Mr. Barquero here.
You're both wrong. It's
Yeah.
Messi.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
We know you both are not only football fans, but big Star Wars fans. If Messi was a Star Wars character, who would he be?
I don't know.
For me, it's Luke Skywalker.
Because I think that the defining trait of Messi is his creativity. I don't see any Jedi being that creative.
Wow.
Probably Anakin,
Wow.
Anakin went to the dark side. You can't really,
but he was a Jedi, and he redeemed himself towards the end.
yeah, but he murdered a lot of people. And
I'm
on
not.
the way, Luke stay good. Like, and we can't
I'm just
really
considering
count
creativity.
what they did.
Yeah.
with the
When he was a
Jedi.
kid, he was
Yeah.
really creative.
He was a prodigy.
Building the
He
pod
was.
race.
Messi
Yeah.
was a prodigy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So we're going to pull you over to the dark side?
No. I'm gonna stay with Luke.
I'm not
Because
seeing the dark side
he's
right
still-
now. I'm just saying that
Messi is the type of
that
player
trait.
like he never went to the dark side. He is an athlete through and through. He believes, right, like perseverance and like in
Yeah.
getting people to do the right thing at all times. He never compromises, and that's how he can play at the top level and be they go at 36 years old.
I agree partially with that, but again, creativity is the biggest trait for me for Messi, and Anakin had it.
Wow.
I'll give you more.
I'm not
like
saying Darth
Anakin.
Vader. Darth Vader is the dark
Right.
side, but then Anakin, just saying Anakin Skywalker, that's.
I'll
for
give
me.
you
That's Messi for
Maradona.
me.
To me, would be Anakin.
Wow.
And he did go to the dark side, as we know.
Fair.
Okay, fair enough. This is why I have you. This is why I have to sit in the middle between you guys.
Good long geeks.
You can't get along with anybody. All right, this one's specifically to Gonzalo.
Okay.
Messi was recently seen at a Publix here in South Florida. If you ran into Messi at a Publix, what would you do?
That's a good question. I think I would love to say hello, take a picture. I think it's very uncomfortable for celebrities, the way the fans really try to grab them and all. But yeah, I would say probably that's the extent of it. Maybe you get to sign a jersey or something, but
Like if you had the
know,
jersey on you.
Yeah, well, I wear one every day.
Yeah, I know
Like,
you do.
You know,
You're a super
some
fan.
kind of gear of Argentina is the commitment was from the World Cup winning until the next one. Every day have to wear a piece of clothing from Argentina.
All right, so we have a question. So my next question is to you, Barquero. You win the World Cup. If you follow Gonzalo on IG, it's every day. It's enough, right?
figure.
I mean, in my opinion. How long can he go with the fandom and just nonstop with the World Cup and the this and the that? What's the right amount of time? Because we're already a year in.
No, but he has 4 years.
He has 4 years of this nonsense I got to listen
Well,
to?
three
no-
left.
3
It's
years,
not real
okay.
nonsense.
It's real.
It's earned.
Yeah,
you know,
it's earned.
it's
Okay.
saying right here, yeah.
All right. Back on that topic. You're both Marvel fans. If Messi was a Marvel character, who would he be?
Okay, getting tougher now. Probably based on the movies, Tony Stark.
Okay, why?
He's a leader. That you can argue against that. He's a leader, and again, he's creative. And out of every superhero in Marvel, I think Tony Stark has some creative ways of solving problems. So I'll say him.
All right, Tony Stark, what about you?
I have to say Thor.
Wow, I didn't see that. Why Thor?
Me neither.
Well, he just did the calling off
Fair enough.
There you go.
of Mjolnir or
All right,
Stormbreaker.
This
but,
podcast got very nerdy, but go.
Yeah. No, I think like he is the most powerful Avenger overall. Like he also has leadership capabilities. Now they haven't always been fair in the movies, but knowing Thor through and through, he is a leader. And to me, that would be him.
Okay. What is the beef between Pelé and Messi? Rest in peace, Pelé. What is the beef?
I don't think there's
Yeah.
much beef into it.
Actually, he
Is it?
recognized him
But
as.
Pelé never left Brazil, right? Other than the World Cup, obviously.
Oh, you mean in general? The
general, but-
fandom, not necessarily between them.
Yeah, it always
Okay.
seems that there was a little bit of tension in that fandom. What do you think it was?
Probably the Argentinian fans have an argument because Messi has been playing in different leagues across Europe, and Pelé, I don't think he did. He played
don't
for
think
Santos.
He only played for
The
Cosmos.
Santos and
at the end,
Cosmos,
that's
yeah,
right.
right.
Yeah. But it's just he's a player from a different time. He did incredible things, and I think for the longest time, as Argentinians, we argue is Maradona better than Pelé and all that, right? And you can say at some points in their careers, one could have been better than the other, but Pelé was a better athlete between the two.
Yeah.
I think Messi combines all the genius of Maradona. Now also attaining the World Cup, which is what everybody argued he needed to win. And Pelé accomplished that and has all the great traits of being a professional and an athlete like Pelé did.
Yeah. No, as you said, these are different times.
All right. Question for you, Barquero. What's a good age to stop wearing, a grown man to stop wearing jerseys to a match? Is it okay for a grown man to wear jerseys to a match?
I've done it.
You have done it.
I still
you
do
both,
it.
You both do it.
I
It's
still
more of
do
a
it.
soccer
Yeah,
thing, I think.
it is.
It's definitely more of a soccer
But
thing.
I've seen people going to the Marlins games.
Yeah,
with-
and I make fun of those people. You're past
Okay,
18. No more.
Yeah, I think every sport event that I go to, I
Yeah.
wear, like,
You wear,
know,
yeah. It's more of a soccer thing, definitely.
identity.
All right. There's a conspiracy theory out there. I'll turn this over to Gonzalo. Diego Maradona was actually murdered. He did not die of natural causes. Do you know about this?
I do, and we have the whole Amazon show to dive into.
To dive
it.
into it, yes.
It's very difficult to tell. Like he had a lot of enemies. He made enemies throughout the years.
He had a tough
and
life.
He did, but I think overall probably he's in a better place. He's probably at peace somewhere. And I don't know. We'll see what happens, but. I don't have an opinion
I don't
on
think
that
the truth
one.
will ever come out. He's
No,
got too
I
many,
don't think
too
so.
many skeletons in the closet.
It's gonna be like Michael Jackson. It's gonna
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
like
I was gonna
one
say
of
that.
those.
There are several celebrities that
Elvis.
there's an open conversation about what really happened.
Yeah.
And I think it's just for the entertainment of the media and just pure gossip.
All right, who's on your Mount Rushmore of greatest players?
Well, Maldini,
Okay.
Messi definitely, and then it's just a personal choice. I'll say Thierry Henry and Zidane.
What about you?
That's a lot of players.
That's a lot of players. It's like
Mount
9
Rushmore,
players.
the fourth.
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay, good. That's good. Definitely Messi.
Yeah.
And then I have to say Maradona. He's still like, in they've been to me like there's some top players in the world. Like you get Messi, Maradona, Pelé, and then you get the Ronaldos, the Zinedine Zidanes out there. I have a number of Argentinian players I love, but probably those, and then it's everybody else, right? Don't forget about the Johan Cruyff, from
Right.
like way back when. But they're these god level individuals, and then the rest.
Now, there's a reason I invited both of you on the pod. There was some beef here in the office. That's the reason I'm sitting in the middle between you guys. There was a big debate. Carlos Barquero said that Messi is no longer the current GOAT. And you said, you almost lost your mind. Thank God that it was done on a Zoom call. It may have gone to blows. Do you think Messi is the current GOAT? Is he the best right now?
Okay, he is the GOAT.
Of all time?
I don't think that you can add current next to GOAT. He's just the GOAT. But he's not currently the best player.
Is he in the top 10 currently?
You could say yes. In the top 10, yes. But he's not the best.
He's in the is top 5?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you were doing good, you were redeeming yourself, and now you're backpedaling again. That's the situation that we have. And I'll probably let the viewers decide, you know.
So,
Hit the like and subscribe and comment down below to see who is the GOAT. And I would say Messi through and through. Like, if he wasn't the GOAT, despite of whatever league he's playing, did you watch those free kicks that he's been putting? Right there, right in the 90-degree angle of the goal. Tell me of any other player in the world, at any league, that is doing that right now.
What Prowse? He does it. Week in, week out.
Great. Okay. So, and that's the end of the show because, you know.
So is Messi right now the number one player in the world?
Absolutely. Absolutely. He commands that presence. He has that presence. He's doing that in the pitch. Let's wait until we start seeing. We're going to see the qualifying games for the 2026 World Cup beginning in Buenos Aires in September.
Will he be on the team?
Yeah,
Isn't he going to be
absolutely
old?
will.
Wow.
And he will be competing at, World Cup qualifying levels very soon. So I think he will continue being until we get some other God-level soccer player. And I'm sorry, he's not even close.
It's fine.
Maybe Mbappe, once he finds the right team, he's a young player. He has done some incredible things, right?
Yeah.
I don't agree with his points of view. He got controversial things to say about South American football.
Oh, yeah.
And that didn't go so well for him. But does he have the skill? Yes. Very different player than Messi, right? I think for a long time, Ronaldo was really casting a shadow, right? They were neck to neck at all times. I think Ronaldo just didn't have the team around him with Portugal to be able to get to.
And that's a big
World Cup
difference.
level.
That's why I come and say that he's not the best player right now. He probably has a better team that plays for him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't do the running. He doesn't need to track back. In modern football, modern soccer in this case, every player needs to do it. And when you compare that to Mbappe, he's doing it. And arguably, he was the one carrying the team in the World Cup, carrying France. So based on that comparison, I say Mbappe is best. He's the best player.
So you're saying Messi right now is the best because they've structured a team around him to play some of his strengths, but left on his own, one-on-one, him and Mbappe.
Yeah.
Well, Messi is a strategy. They have very different roles. Mbappe, he is a scorer through and through. He will not touch a single ball for like a long period of time in the game, and then he will just score, right? We saw it on the World Cup final with France. France was dead in the water, and then all of a sudden Mbappe like just hits a hat trick, right? But before, there was a before and after. He touched the ball. So Messi plays the entire game. He also shares and creates a lot of football with the team.
Absolutely.
Good
But he
stuff.
depends on that team.
Huh?
But it depends on that team.
Yeah, he depends on.
He absolutely does. Yeah. Well, there's no player in the world that can just carry one team by himself. Mbappe cannot do that either.
I think Messi used to do it for Barcelona when he was younger. He used to carry Barcelona a lot.
Barcelona had a lot of stars.
No, I know, but
A lot of stars.
if you see highlights from that team, you'll see a lot of solo goals from Messi. Starting on the flank, going into the middle, scoring a goal.
Well, his style to change, also evolve.
Exactly,
with age,
because
right?
he's not able to do that anymore. But
Absolutely.
that's what I'm saying. He used to carry Barcelona at times, not 100% of the time, but at times he used to do it.
Yeah, so he's not the GOAT anymore.
He is the GOAT.
And not currently the best
He's
player.
not
in
the
world.
best player
gotta let
right now.
People decide.
We'll let people
Yeah.
decide in the comments.
Yes.
Guys, thanks for coming on the show.
It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you for having
Hopefully, Inter Miami wins this tournament, and then we get to
See more Messi. Yeah, no,
see more
absolutely.
Messi.
We're gonna
Because
give this to Mr. Barquero.
There we go.
So there you go.
Congratulations. I'm glad that we could make peace on this.
oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Thank you.